Thank you. This morning, No Kings protests are planned to take place here in South Florida and across the country. They're aimed at voicing disagreement on President Trump's strong arm policies. National leaders from the No Kings coalition are calling it a peaceful day of action across all 50 states and around the world. We have live reports at multiple events planned for today. We begin our team coverage right now with CBS Miami's Steve Maugeri. He is live for us in Biscayne Boulevard, and the protest already started. The crowd just keeps growing by the minute, Steve.
That's right. It's only been getting bigger here. People showed up right as soon as this was supposed to begin this morning, which shows really the urgency, and people have wanted to come out. And as we've been saying all morning, this is not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. There have been protests like this pretty much every weekend, but usually the big ones have been here at the Freedom Tower here right along Biscayne Boulevard. I'm going to step out, you can see just how many people are here. People have signs, and there's all kinds of different issues people are protesting. Often there's been a theme behind many of the different protests that we've covered here just in the past 6 or 7 months. Anything from immigration to DOGE, the big beautiful bill, and the government shutdown. We spoke to someone who knows some federal employees that aren't getting paid right now. And then there's immigration. People have really had issues with ICE's much stricter approach towards immigration, where they've been going to cities and taking people. And then there's also even just concerns people feel about the Constitution. People are worried that some of the policies have been chipping away at the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. And so that's why you see so many different people down here, especially since South Florida is such a vibrant immigrant community here. It's such a huge, there's so many issues here that are hitting people close to home here. But one common theme that we've heard from the protesters here is that they want to give a voice to the marginalized communities. And here's what one protester told us.
I'm most worried about people who aren't doing well in this country. People who are being marginalized, the hate, the, I guess you could say, bipolarism that we have.
And back up here, you can see people often do this during a No Kings protest. They will line up right at the street and hold these signs up, asking people to honk as they come by, but no streets have been blocked. There have been no clashes or anything like that. Every time I've come to these, it's been a very peaceful demonstration here. And on top of the protests here, we've heard some people that have spoken. What's going to happen at 11, Maribel, is people are going to march just about a block down the street. I'm sure you can see that the Freedom Tower is that way. They're going to march to the vacant lot that has been sold to create a Trump presidential library. That, of course, has been challenged in court, but it shows there's a lot of issues nationally and locally that are dear to these people's hearts, which is what brings them out here. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Steve, thank you so much for your live report. And our live team coverage continues now with CBS News Miami's Morgan Rynor. She is live in Hollywood for the No Kings event. There, Morgan.
Sorry, it's been hard to hear you for the last hour because it gets really loud here in the crowd. Every time a car drives by and honks, the crowd here goes wild. And just to show you the magnitude of how big this protest is now, I'm just going to have Waverly pan over to the right. If he goes all the way, you'll see that there are people all along the circle. And if he were to pan over to the left, it would be the same thing. You're going to see people lined all along the circle here in Hollywood. People are holding signs. They're dressed in costumes. Half an hour ago, we told you that someone was dressed in a unicorn costume. We interviewed her, and she said that it was to bring more of a lighthearted spirit to this, make it fun, show that there's no danger here. They're keeping it peaceful. And now here with me at 10:30, we have Shirley. Shirley's joining us live, and she's been to many protests before. Talk to me about why you're here, how many you've been to.
I've been to every one. I like to, since I live here, I think I should participate and let my feelings be known. This is what's special about the This is why we're all here, because we're supposedly free to make decisions, free to express ourselves, free to get along go and do our business. And we just don't want any more of this. We've had enough, and we're worried that things are only getting worse and worse and worse.
And when you see just how big the crowd is here today, we were trying to guesstimate right before this live shot. We think maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500. What goes through your mind when you see this many people show up here?
I'll tell you, I think for every person who was here, there are probably 10 other people who couldn't make it. They were sick, they were, working, all these, there would be many, 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 many more people. everyone is here to show how important it is that we do something about our president. He is not doing anything to support the people of this country.
Thank you so much, Shirley. And Waverly, if you follow me over here, I want to show some of the people what we have going on. There are some activities too. And one of the things that everyone is doing here is they're taking a photo with this cutout here. It says, "No Kings, South Florida." People are loving taking photos with this. As I mentioned, at 10 o'clock, the Congressman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, she is supposed to be here any minute now. We will talk to her and we will interview her. And of course, we will let you know what she has to say. I am still keeping my eye out for any counter protesters, but so far I have not seen anything, at least where I'm standing among the crowd. For now, live in Hollywood, Morgan Rynor, CBS News, Miami.
Morgan, thank you for that live update.